night watch, we them back cows. We the night watch, we them back cows. If there's any trouble, we'll back down. We the night watch, we them back cows. We the night watch, we them back cows.
Yo, what's going on, my heroes, my villains, my fellow cow collectors, and everybody else on YouTube? It's your bromie, the Cow, back at it again with another Bad Cows video. Ooh, welcome back, heroes. There seems to be a lot of rumors going around Gotham about the DC Comics on the Palm platform. A lot of misinformation is being spread around, and I'm not going to have it. So in this video, we're going to get to the bottom of it once and for all and see if we can nip this in the bud. So without any ado, let's breeze into it. Last time on Dragon Ball Z! But last time on this channel, we kind of covered this topic already. DC Comics had came out and announced that they were going to be dropped on the Palm platform, which they were, which caused a big buzz in the industry, or in the NFT space, in my circle at least. And yeah, I mean, like, they dropped a whole new comic vertical. Basically, they had ads in it, they had grading, they had different deterioration on the covers, and people's minds were blown. But per usual, people had to pick at it and find something quote unquote wrong. So once again, somebody called it a scanned comic, because this time around with the Black Adam comic, there are staples on the comic, as you can see clearly circled here. So yeah, this is the new thing, that people had to try to find something wrong with the comic. Now let's go deeper, because Jim Lee once again came out of the League of Shadows to fight this FUD. So let's see what he had to say. Okay, so shout out to Jim Lee, the myth, the legend, came out for the people to finally try to put a nail in this coffin. So let's see what he said. LOL, it would be significantly more work to do all these variants using actual scans of the physical comics. Look at the Black Adam comics. Different logos added or logos stripped off the covers, as we created variants that do not exist in the physical world. We work off of our pristine digital source files, easy to drop in staples using Photoshop. As for the more patterns, I had the digital production artist tweak the files to give an approximate 9.4 grade, so all modern comics are at this grade. This was an easy PS adjustment. That's Photoshop. This would allow for us to introduce a legendary or other grades for modern comics at a later date. Okay, so basically what Jim Lee is saying is that it would be more work to actually do scan comics, especially for the older versions. They would have to have every single version, or every single grading rather, of each comic, and then scan it, and they would have to get they would have to align it right. Basically, it would if they were actual scans, they would be more valuable. So actually, it's laughable. It's almost funny that people are trying to FUD calling them scans. I personally think that they would be more valuable if you actually took somebody's 2.0 grade comic and scanned it without trying to damage it. So yeah, that's an interesting thing to try to pick at when it comes to these comics. Scanned or otherwise, I'm definitely going to be trying to get some, because it's DC Comics. It's an NFT version of an existing comic, and I do believe Jim Lee has more to say, so let's check that out. So Mr. Lee goes on to say, at the risk of protesting too much, here is an earlier version of the Uncommon Superman 1. We can adjust everything so much easier and faster using digital files than tracking and storing physical comics. First one was early digital take. Note the stain at the top in the light wear and tear. So this is a first take comic of the Uncommon that we know today. You can see the stain right there. And let's go on. He says, in other unused variants, left versus released edition, the right. Note the date change in the chipping on the middle right was pulled back just so slightly. So here's okay, so look, the left is the unused variant. It says May 18th, 1939, and then this was the variant that was actually used. You can see that it says June 7th, 1939. So clearly an edit, not a scan, right? And even if it was a scan, hey, let me get that. So, yeah. And last but not least, if you did any kind of detective work, like basic detective work, all you would have to do is go on to eBay.com or any website with this comic and look, and you will see that the staple is by Black Adam's hand in the original comic. And if you look at the digital version, it's slightly upwards of the hand, right? So once again, you see the staple, and it's like it's adjacent to the hand, right? Go to the digital version, and it is slightly above the hand, which would go on to logical minds will conclude that that was photoshopped and not scanned. But once again, even if it was scanned, I would love to have that comic. So yeah, I don't see the argument there. They're going to be dropping comics every week, and at some point, it's going to click. But yeah, I thought this was just an interesting topic to cover. Very, very interesting. You have a great product when people are talking about it one way or the other. If it was a bad product, nobody would even mention it. I could think of tons of products out there, NFT products, that nobody talk about because they're probably kind of not worth talking about. So shout out to everybody spreading awareness of DC Comics. They are here to stay, and they're probably going to only get better going forward. So yeah, with that, let's take a look at the Uncommon one more time on the app. Okay, so now we are on nft.dcuniverse.com. This is my personal collection. I do have one of these products. So let's click into it, see what it's talking about. So as you can see the deterioration, you can see the date, you can see the wear and tear, and the coffee stains and all that. So very well edited. If you scroll down, you'll see how many are listed, and you'll see the 2.0 grading. It's an uncommon. All right. So let's read the comic. Check out the comic reader real quick. Okay, got it. All right, so the comic has loaded up, and once you tap it, you will notice right off the bat there is an ad in the comic, which is very unique. I don't think we've seen anything like this in NFT format. So with the inclusion of ads, it really creates a very realistic comic. I'm a big fan of this product. I think these are some of the best NFT comics in the game. Yeah, it's making me look different at other NFT comics. I'll just put it that way. And the reader itself, panel to panel reading, it's very smooth, as you can see. You don't have to guess which panel is next. You just one tap and you're there. So very convenient reading. The pages are authentic looking. You can see the Bend-Aid dots. It almost takes you back, right? Like, I've never read this comic, but I feel like I'm kind of back in time reading this comic. So let's go fast forward a little bit so we can check out another ad real quick. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of this comic, and whether it's scanned or not, I will probably hold this for a long time, if not forever. Here we go. So like a very authentic looking old ads, so you can like see the history of the comic and the times that this comic was printed. Okay, yeah. Hold up. Yeah, so very cool. So like I said, whether it's scanned or not, don't really care. I'm gonna be putting my money into this platform to accumulate as many comics as I can. And with that, I think we can move on. And that's the video, my friends. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you learned something or enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing for more Bat Cow content like this. So yeah, man, hopefully that put the nail in the coffin of this discussion topic, concern. Jim Lee has already come out twice now and addressed this issue, or concern, if you will. So anybody going further who has anything to say about this comic being scanned is either calling Jim Lee a liar, is looking for attention, is trying to FUD, or just doesn't have it all together. Am I right? So with that being said, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say ever is financial advice because I am learning just like you guys. I am just your friendly neighborhood genius. So take everything that you hear from me with a grain of salt because things could change. And with that, thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Until then, peace out and huddle strong, and remember that not all heroes wear capes. Later.